If you were throwing a party, Ting-Lu would probably be one of the first Pokemon that you invite. After all, dude just looks like a good time. And Ting-Lu's headpiece doubles as a guacamole dish, right? But don't let any of that fool you. Ting-Lu EX from Paldea Evolved is a devastating Pokemon to battle against, a total fun ruiner. It's a basic Pokemon with a massive 240 hit points and the Cursed Ground ability, which makes it so that as long as Ting-Lu EX is in the active spot, your opponent's Pokemon with damage counters on them, except for Pokemon EX, have no abilities. So that means Ting-Lu can shut down Flower Selecting, Concealed Cards, Fusion Strike System, Industrious Incisors, you name it. So long as the ability isn't on a Pokemon EX, it's fair game for Ting-Lu. And then Ting-Lu EX's attack, Land Scoop, costs 3 fighting energy and does 150 damage, and it places 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Now Ting-Lu is already super beefy. It's got 240 hit points. Does he really need any more? No, but why not? Charm of Courage is a new tool card from Paldea Evolved that increases the basic Pokemon's hit points that it's attached to by 50, meaning that your Ting-Lu EX will regularly have 290 HP, making it extremely difficult for the opponent to knock out. Ting-Lu obviously pairs really well with Pokemon that spread damage counters, like Hawlucha from Scarlet and Violet with its Flying Entry ability. Flying Entry allows you to place a damage counter on 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon when you play Hawlucha from your hand to the bench, so this card goes great in this deck. But my favorite part of this deck is the synergy between Squawkabilly EX and Koraidon EX. Squawkabilly EX has the Lively Draw ability, which you can only use on the first turn of the game. It allows you to discard your hand and draw 6 cards, which is perfect for getting fighting energy in the discard pile for Koraidon EX's Dino Cry ability, which allows you to accelerate up to 2 basic fighting energy from your discard pile to one of your fighting type Pokemon. This ability ends your turn, so you're really going to want to use it on the first turn of the game, and Squawkabilly EX is the perfect Pokemon for helping you to do just that. I really love this deck, and I think it's a blast to play. Probably not super fun to play against, but that's not my problem. That's Jesse's problem. I'm stoked to show off this deck in action, but before we get to it, let's head over to FullGripGames.com. FullGripGames.com is the best place to buy Pokemon trading card game singles, sealed product, and accessories. We've got super fast shipping and top-of-the-line grading. You really won't find better service anywhere than at FullGripGames.com. And we've got a buy list. So if you've got extra cards lying around your house that you'd like to turn into cash or store credit, then definitely check out the Full Grip Games buy list. We are always buying bulk and singles, and selling your extra cards to Full Grip Games directly supports the content that I create here on Tricky Jim. Thank you so much for buying and selling at FullGripGames.com. Now, let's see what that Ting-Lu EX deck can do.
I'll take my mulligan. Good luck.
Good luck. Draw for turn. Oh, this is cool. All right. I'll play Trekking Shoes. I'll play another Trekking Shoes. I'll bench Ting-Lu EX. I'll play Gutsy Pickaxe. And I'll use Switching Cups. I'll put the Research. Seems good. I'll play Switch Cart. And I'll use Squawkabilly EX's Lively Draw ability to discard my hand and draw 6 cards. Okay. I want more fighting energy in the discard pile, so I want to thin first. I'll play Nest Ball. And with Nest Ball, I'll grab Koraidon EX. Then I'll play Trekking Shoes. And I'll play another trekking shoes. A little low on the energy situation there, but that's fine.
It would have been nice to hit some energies off those shoes.
Yes. I'll use Koraidon EX's Dino Cry to accelerate a fighting energy from my discard pile to Ting-Lu EX, and then pass to you.
Draw for turn. I'll start with a flower selecting. Lost Zone, Giratina V. And then I'll play Nest Ball. Okay, we prized 1 grass. So definitely do not want to be lost zoning any grass this game. Off the Nest Ball, I will get Comfy. And I'll play another Nest Ball. It's my second Nest Ball, I'll get a Cramorant. I'll play Switch Cart. And use another flower selecting. I'll put Mirage Gate into the Lost Zone. Then I'll bench Giratina V. Attach an energy to Giratina V. Play Switch Cart. Bench Sableye. And then I'll use Abyss Seeking to look at the top 4 cards of my deck and put 2 of them into my hand and 2 in the Lost Zone. Well, this is 100% a keep. I think I like keeping Jet Energy. All right, and your turn.
I'll draw. I'll bench Hawlucha and use its flying entry ability to place 1 damage counter on Cramorant and 1 on Comfy. I'll Ultra Ball, discarding Switching Cup and Professor's Research. And with Ultra Ball, I'll grab another Ting-Lu EX. I like putting the damage counter on the Cramorant because the odds of you using Switch Card on it are pretty low. You're going to want to finish your turn with Cramorant active.
Yeah.
And that's like one of your best ways to soften up Ting-Lu, so I like that. Then I'll play Professor's Research to discard my hand and draw 7 cards. I'll use Ultra Ball to discard Spiritomb and a Fighting Energy. And with Ultra Ball, I'll grab another Hawlucha. I'll bench Hawlucha, and I'll use its flying entry ability to place a damage counter on the Comfy and a damage counter on the Cramorant. I'll end my turn by using Dino Cry to accelerate a fighting energy from my discard pile to my active Ting-Lu EX.
All right, draw for turn. I'll use Colress's Experiment to look at the top 5 cards of my deck and put 3 in my hand and 2 in the Lost Zone. I'll put Cramorant and Spiritomb into the Lost Zone to go up to 6. I'll attach Jet Energy to Comfy to bring it into the active. And I'll play Path to the Peak to turn off your Cursed Ground ability so I can use my Flower Selecting.
Oh, that's so annoying.
I'll put Battle VIP into the Lost Zone. Then I'll use Mirage Gate, which I can only use if I have 7 or more in the Lost Zone, to take 2 energies of different types and attach them to one of my Pokemon. I'll put a Grass and a Psychic onto Giratina V. So I'll manually retreat. And then I'll use Spit Innocently for 110 damage.
Draw. I'll attach Fighting Energy from my hand to my bench Ting-Lu EX. Attach Charm of Courage to it. And I'll use Land Scoop to take the knockout, and I'll place 2 damage counters onto Comfy.
All right. Draw for turn. I'll use Colress's Experiment. I'll put Comfy and Escape Rope into the Lost Zone. And then I'll use Flower Selecting. I'll put Grass in the Lost Zone. So now I am at 10. I'll bench Giratina V and attach for turn onto Sableye. And then play Switch Cart to heal 30 and retreat into Sableye. I'm going to put 2 onto Ting-Lu to put you at 130. 7 onto Hawlucha to knock it out. And then the other 3 onto Ting-Lu, the other Ting-Lu.
Okay. So Jesse takes a prize. I'll draw for turn. I'll use Boss's Orders to bring up Giratina. And I'll attach a Fighting Energy from my hand to my bench Ting-Lu EX. And I'll use Land Scoop to do 150 damage. And I'll place 2 damage counters onto Comfy.
Yep. Draw for turn. I'll play Colress's Experiment.
Is it just one path in there?
Yeah.
Dang, bro.
Path is so good next format.
It is. Yeah, I just haven't been, unfortunately, drawn.
Yeah, I've been able to get rid of it.
Yeah, I got some stadiums in here, but...
Yeah. I would really love a Giratina V-Star, but that's okay. Can't complain too much. I'll attach for turn onto Giratina V on the bench. I will just use Shred for 160 for exactly a knockout.
Yep. So Jesse takes 2 prize cards, and I'll promote Ting-Lu EX, really hoping for an Iono off the top of the deck. Well, it's Fighting Energy. I'll attach Fighting Energy to Ting-Lu EX, and I'll play Nest Ball. And with Nest Ball, I'll grab another backup Ting-Lu. And I'll use Land Scoop for 150 damage to take the knockouts, and I'll place 2 damage counters onto this Comfy.
Promote Comfy, draw for turn. There is the V-Star. I will start with Colress's Experiment. Put these 2 into the Lost Zone. I'll evolve to Giratina V-Star. I'll play Super Rod to put these 3 energies back into the deck. And then I'll play Mirage Gate to put a Grass and a Water onto Giratina V-Star. I'm going to bench Radiant Greninja and then switch cart into Giratina V-Star. And then I'll use Star Requiem to knock out your Pokemon.
Woof. Yep, that stings. I'll promote Ting-Lu EX and draw for turn. It's not great. I'll attach Charm of Courage here, and I'll use Koraidon EX's. I'll scoop. Yeah, GG's. That was tough. I mean, unfortunately, I prized a stadium and just wasn't really hitting any draw supporters after that pretty explosive start. And I also didn't get a turn to attack.
No,
so,
that was rough for sure.
Yeah.
I think everything that could go wrong kind of went wrong for your deck there. The Path to the Peak really paid off there for sure.
I'm going to try going second this game and see how that works out for me. I want you to have more Pokemon in play so that I can turn off their abilities.
Yeah.
And also, I want to be able to play a turn 1 research.
Yeah,
so.
and if I go first, I'll obviously be benching Pokemon.
Good luck.
You too. Draw for turn. Well, this hand is very, very stinky. So there aren't really any cards I want to play in this hand, so I will just pass to you.
I'll draw for turn. I'll play Switch Cup. And attach Charm of Courage, attach Fighting Energy, and I'll play Iono.
I'm fine with that. I did have a Colress in my hand to get out of that hand, but the rest of it was kind of stinky.
And we both get 6. That's more like it. Last game was just low variance, baby. Here we go. I'll bench Squawkabilly EX. I'll bench Koraidon EX. I'll Ultra Ball 2 Fighting Energy. And with Ultra Ball, I'll get a Hawlucha. Put it into my hands. Then I'll use Switching Cups. I'll use Squawkabilly EX's Lively Draw to discard my hand and draw 6 cards. I'll bench Ting-Lu EX. That's pretty good. I'll use Koraidon EX's Dino Cry ability to attach 2 basic fighting energy from my discard pile to my active Ting-Lu EX. And that ends my turn.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. Staring down a 290 HP Pokemon. That's going to be swinging and putting damage counters on my bench. That's terrifying. All right, draw for turn. Oh, thank goodness. Got a Colress off the top because the rest of the hand is about as bad as the previous hand. I'll play Colress's Experiment. Look at the top 5. And I'll take 3 and Lost Zone 2. I want all of these cards. Can I just have them all? Like this for sure. I would like that. I will Lost Zone Giratina V-Star and switch card. Bench Giratina V. And bench Sableye. Attach an energy to Giratina V. And pass to you.
I'll draw for turn. And I'll play Trekking Shoes. I do not think this card matters at this point. So we'll discard that. I'll play Gutsy Pickaxe. Haha.
Aha.
Haha. And I'll attach Charm of Courage from my hand to my bench Ting-Lu EX. Put Lake Acuity into play. And I'll play Professor's Research to discard my hand and draw 7 cards. I'll attach to Ting-Lu EX. And I'll use Land Scoop for 150 damage, and I'll place 2 damage counters on a Sableye.
I think I need to sacrifice one more Pokemon, so I'm going to promote Sableye. Draw for turn. And then play Colress's Experiment. No Comfy challenge. Let's go. Can't turn off my Comfies if I don't bench them.
This is so true.
Many people are saying this.
Me discarding my Hawlucha is like, what's the point?
So I will Lost Zone Manaphy and Grass to go to 4. Bench another Giratina V. Bench Cramorant. Attach for turn onto Giratina V. And then play Switch Carts to switch into Cramorant. And then I'll use Spit Innocently for 90 damage.
Okay.
Because of Lake Acuity.
That's right. 90 damage, and I'll draw for turn. We'll play Trekking Shoes, and I'll keep it. My Lake Acuity is weirdly decreasing the damage I do to your Giratina.
That's why I'm really glad you didn't put those 2 damage counters on Giratina.
I was actually thinking that I should have as soon as I did.
Yeah, if you hit me for 130 and then I evolve, you're not two-shotting me.
I know.
But it is awkward because if I swing, then I'll have to keep the... Yeah, I don't know. It could be weird.
I'll boss up this Giratina. I'll use Land Scoop for 150 damage. And I'll place 2 damage counters on Giratina V.
Okay. Draw for turn. Ugh. Now I'm really wishing I kept that grass energy. Oh man, I'm really just going to sit here. I'll use Boss's Orders onto Koraidon EX. And I'll pass to you.
Okay, so I see both of us going for the boss stall maneuver.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're going to boss stall me, I'll boss stall you right back, buddy.
Draw for turn. I'll play Escape Rope.
That's fair, that's fair. I'm just going to turn this off anyways, so I probably should just give it to you.
And I'll promote Ting-Lu EX. I'll bench another Ting-Lu EX and attach a Charm of Courage to it. I'll bench Hawlucha and place a damage counter on both of these. And then I'll play Professor's Research to discard my hand and draw 7 cards. 2 Gutsy Pickaxe. Let's do it. I'll pickaxe. That's right.
Hey.
And I'll pickaxe again. That's right.
3 for 3 on pickaxe. Holy.
I know. He's cracked, bro. He's cracked. I'll attach a Fighting Energy from my hand to Ting-Lu EX. I'll use Land Scoop for 150 damage. And I'll place... Let's see, you're at 160 here. I'll place 2 damage counters onto that Giratina V.
Promote the Giratina with the energies on it and draw. I'll bench Greninja, and then I am so in trouble.
There's a lot of moose.
The moose is too much right now.
They're huge.
I'll use Abyss Seeking. I will Lost Zone Spiritomb and Water.
Draw for turn. I'll use Trekking Shoes. Sure. I'll use Switching Cups.
Surely he doesn't hit his 4th pickaxe.
I'll play Gutsy Pickaxe. Woohoo!
Whoa! Guy's cracked.
I'll use Land Scoop to do 130 damage because of the water energy with Lake Acuity. And I'll place 2 damage counters onto Radiant Greninja.
All right. I'll use Nest Ball to get a Comfy.
Now, the moose life isn't a glamorous life, but, you know, it's good, honest work.
He gets the job done. I'll use Boss's Orders on Squawkabilly EX. And then I'll use Abyss Seeking.
This man gonna Abyss Seeking all the way to 10.
That's right. Put these 2 in the Lost Zone.
Okay. Draw. I'll play Escape Rope. And I'll promote Full Art Ting-Lu EX. I'll use Land Scoop for the knockouts, and I'll place 2 damage counters onto Giratina V.
All right. Promotes Comfy and Draw. All right, time to pop off. Start with a Flower Selecting. Giratina V-Star into the Lost Zone. I'll use Super Rod to shuffle back 2 Cramorants and a Giratina. And then I'll use Nest Ball to get the Giratina out of my deck. And then I'll use Mirage Gate number 1 to put a Grass and a Psychic onto Giratina V. I'll use Mirage Gate number 2 to put a Water Energy onto Comfy. Attach for turn onto Giratina V. And then I'm going to play Roxanne.
Okay.
I will retreat into Giratina V and use Shred for 160 damage.
Yep. And it goes through the effect of Lake Acuity.
Yep.
I'll draw for turn. And I'll play Trekking Shoes. And I'll use Boss's Orders. Land Scoop for game. That's it.
Very nice, very nice.
Felt good to get in there with Ting-Lu EX. That was nice. The turn 2 attack really makes this deck a lot more intimidating.
Yeah, getting the turn 2 attack's really scary for sure. I mean, that deck just puts on a lot of pressure really quickly. It's almost like a turbo ability lock deck, which is kind of weird because, like, usually ability lock decks are trying to, like, take control of the game, like, mid to late game, but Ting-Lu is just like, I'm going to take knockouts as fast as possible,
right?
And you're going to, and, you know, this small little ability lock is going to stifle your setup so I can just, like, race to 6 really quickly.
Exactly.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, it is cool. It's nice to be able to put 20 damage on things too, kind of soften them up. It does feel like you're really, like, damage capped at 150's tough. It is 2-hit KOing V-Stars, which is fine, but it's also 2-hit KOing basic Vs, which is like, ugh. But it's fine because you're really relying on that Curse Ground ability to slow your opponent down and make it so that 150 damage is fine, really.
Yeah.
But anyways, we got ourselves a game 3.
Yep.
Well, let's see what we can do. Would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first.
Okay.
All right, good luck.
Good luck.
Draw for turn. All right. Pretty decent opening hand. Could be better, but we'll see what Flower Selecting has for us. Oh, very good. Flower Selecting right into the VIP pass. I have to get rid of my 1 Iono, but that's okay. So I will play Battle VIP Pass to search my deck for 2 basic Pokemon. Okay, off battle VIP pass, I will get Giratina V and Comfy. And then I will play the Nest Ball in my hand to go get another Comfy. I want to try to use as many Comfy abilities as I can before they get locked. Play Switch and use Flower Selecting. Might be bad to get rid of both my hand disruption cards, but that's okay. I just want to be able to set up. I will attach to Comfy and Retreat and use Flower Selecting. Get rid of water. I'll bench another Giratina V, and then I'll pass to you.
Draw for turn. All right. Got ourselves a match. I'll start off with Nest Ball. Let's take a look at the deck and see what we have. Squawkabilly EX, our hero, is here, so that's fantastic. Love to see that. That's really all we wanted to see. With Nest Ball, I'll get Squawkabilly EX, which goes straight to my bench. I'll bench Halucha and use its flying entry ability to place 2 damage counters, 1 on each of your bench Comfy. And I'll play Gutsy Pickaxe. Cool. Ultra Ball, discarding 2 fighting energy. With Ultra Ball, I'll grab Koraidon EX and bench it. Attach a fighting energy to my active Ting-Lu EX, and I'll use Squawkabilly EX's lively draw ability to discard my hand and draw 6 cards. All Trekking Shoes. Okay, we'll keep that. I'll bench Ting-Lu EX and use Gutsy Pickaxe. Funny. And I'll play Switching Cups. And then I'll play Gutsy Pickaxe.
Wowie. Well, at least he didn't hit a supporter.
He's cracked. I'll use Koraidon EX's Dino Cry ability to attach 2 fighting energy to my Ting-Lu EX. Pass to you.
Draw for turn. I'll use Flower Selecting. Lost Zone Giratina V. Whoa. And then I'll use Colress's Experiment. It's a pretty easy choice. To VIP pass. I'll use Escape Rope. Alright. I'll promote Giratina V. Attach a Psychic Energy to him. And then I'll use Abyss Seeking to look at the top 4 cards in my deck, put 2 in my hand and 2 in the Lost Zone. I will put Super Rod and Water in the Lost Zone.
Draw for turn. I'll play Escape Rope.
So I'll just give you this one.
Okay. And we'll promote Ting-Lu EX. I'll attach Charm of Courage to Ting-Lu EX. And play Professor's Research to discard my hand and draw 7 cards. I'll go another Charm of Courage and attach a fighting energy to my bench Ting-Lu. And I'll land scoop for 150 damage, and I'll place 2 damage counters on a Comfy.
I'll promote Comfy and draw. I use Colress's Experiment. I definitely want that, and that. I think that's probably what I'll take. Yeah. I'll put Cramorant and Mirage Gate into the Lost Zone. I'm now maxed out at 10, which is very, very good. I'll evolve this Giratina V to Giratina V-Star and attach an energy to it. I'll play Nest Ball to get Sableye. I would play the Mirage Gates in my hand right now, but like all my energy is in my hand, so can't do that. I'll play Switch Cart to heal 30 and retreat to Giratina V-Star. And then I'll use Star Requiem to knock out your Pokemon since I have 10 or more in the Lost Zone.
Moose goes down. Jesse takes 2. And I'll promote Backup Moose and draw. I'll attach a fighting energy from my hand to Ting-Lu EX. I'll bench Halucha and use its flying entry ability to place 1 damage counter on this Comfy and another damage counter on this Comfy. I'll put Lake Acuity into play. I'll put Charm of Courage on my bench Talucha. And I'll play Professor's Research to discard my hand and draw 7 cards. I'll play Nest Ball. And with Nest Ball, I'll grab another Ting-Lu EX, which goes straight to my bench. I'll play Switching Cups. And I'll use Land Scoop for 150 damage. And I'll place 2 damage counters onto this Comfy.
Draw for turn. I'll use Escape Rope. Use Switching Carts to switch back into Giratina V-Star. Then I'll attach Water to Giratina V-Star for turn. And then I'll play the Mirage Gate in my hand. I know I'm only going to get 1 energy, but I think it's worth it. Because I have a feeling my hand's going to get disrupted next turn. I'll just put a Grass onto Giratina V. I'm going to use Lost Impact and put Psychic and Grass into the Lost Zone and do 280 damage.
Ting-Lu EX goes down, and I'll promote my final Ting-Lu EX. Draw for turn. Let's see what we can do. I'll Ultra Ball, discarding 2 basic fighting energy. And I need an Iono now.
Yeah, you do.
Yes, I do. I'll get Halucha. And then I'll play Switching Cups.
Oof.
It's fine. I'll attach Charm of Courage to Koraidon EX, Fighting Energy to Koraidon EX, and play Professor's Research. And Switching Cups one more time. And then I'll use Land Scoop for 130 damage for the knockouts. And I'll place 2 damage counters onto one of your Comfy.
Really happy I didn't get Iono'd there. I was really scared of that. I'll promote Sableye. Draw for turn. I'll bench a Radiant Greninja and use Concealed Cards to discard a Psychic and draw 2. Holris's Experiment. Put Manaphy and Jet Energy into the Lost Zone. I'll evolve to Giratina V-Star. Alright, I'm going to attach a Psychic Energy to Sableye. Then I'm going to use Lost Mine to do 70 to Halucha for the knockouts.
Okay.
And then the other 50 just put on Ting-Lu.
Okay. So Jesse goes to 1 prize remaining. I'll draw. Come on now. Now's the time.
How do you not have Iono still?
She's in here.
Pretty sure you have 2.
There's 2 in there. Oh, yeah. I'll use Trekking Shoes. Trekking Shoes.
Bro.
Gutsy Pickaxe.
That is so funny.
Woohoo! Use Halucha's Flying Entry ability to place a damage counter on Radiant Greninja and Comfy. I'll attach a Fighting Energy from my hand to Koraidon EX.
I actually think I could lose this.
Oh, for sure?
Yeah. I definitely
Iono to
like,
1 is a heck of a play.
every turn I make, I'm like, yeah, I did that wrong. I don't know. We'll see.
And I'll play Iono. And I get 3, you get 1. And I will use Land Scoop for the knockouts, and I'll place 2 damage counters on that Comfy.
Okay, well. Yeah, the thing is, it's like I couldn't accelerate. I had all my Mirage Gates in my hand, but all my energy were in my hand also. So it's like I had this huge hand, but not much to do with it, honestly. I'm going to promote Comfy. Draw for turn. Oh, thank goodness. I'm going to play down Path to the Peak.
Oh my god.
And I'll use Flower Selecting. I'll take Switch Cart. And then I'll play Switch Cart to heal 30. And retreat to my other Comfy. And I'll use Flower Selecting again. I'll put Spiritomb in the Lost Zone and take Super Rod. I'll play Super Rod to put 2 Psychic and a Water back into the deck.
The path, bro.
I was wondering where that path was at.
Found it.
And I'll pass to you.
Draw. I mean, there's the top deck, so I'm trying to figure out if there's like a way for me to negate the top deck win con. I'll play Lake Acuity. I think I've got a Switch card in my deck, and that math does matter. So let's do it. I'll Trekking Shoes. And then I'll play Switch card. Retreat.
Darn.
I'll use Land Scoop for 150 damage, and I'll place 2 damage counters on the Comfy.
I think I'm in trouble here. I'm going to promote Giratina V-Star, draw, and I'll Boss's Orders Squawkabilly, and then pass to you.
Don't let it be like this, man.
Rope! No!
Yes!
No!
And that's it. Land Scoop for game.
No, I can't
yes.
believe it. I lost. Wow. Iono's really good.
Iono is one heck of a card. Wow.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like I felt like I was like I definitely should. I didn't think there was any way I was gonna lose that game. I was like, oh, this is so free. But man, yeah, the combination of Iono and the ability lock, yeah, it's pretty good against Lost Box. Yeah.
Yeah, Iono with the ability lock. I mean, Iono is one heck of a card at the end of the game.
Is.
If you can have a 290 hit point Pokemon at the end of the game when resources are tight and you're limiting your opponent to a 1 or 2 card hand with no abilities.
And all my good cards were in my hand. I don't like everything. Like I had all my Mirage Gates. I'm happy to see all my energies go back into the deck, but I need my Mirage Gates. So it's like oh my goodness, it's man. Even if like I'm even thinking like, what if this deck played like a couple switching cups to like. Switching cup, put a Mirage Gate on top, and then I at least can guarantee the Mirage Gate off the Iono.
I think switching cups is like not a bad card.
Yeah, it's not, honestly. Like, I mean, if Oranger was in format, you'd be playing that for sure to deal with Iono. But now it's like, man, that card is brutal. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard for sure. I thought for sure I was gonna win that one, but nope. Yeah.
Just ripped away.
I think I should have just benched. I should have preemptively benched another Sableye. That way, all I needed was a Psychic Energy. So I did everything to lose that game, and it is what it is. Though. I mean, you can catch people slipping that way with the Iono, which I really like. I like that we have that comeback potential now in the format. So and that was a really good showcase of that. So
I think that's
cool. Yeah,
that was cool. That was really cool. I mean, the Ting-Lu deck is kind of neat. I think that we got to see it on full display there. You're getting some really big dudes built up relatively quickly.
Yeah.
With the Gutsy Pickaxes, I feel like you kind of need that extra little oomph to get the second and third Ting-Lu built up, because manually attaching doesn't always get there. If your Ting-Lu comes under fire, you're going to need to be able to go again and keep that pressure on without having to stop and Koraidon a second time. I mean, it can be really detrimental to your momentum if you have to stop and use Koraidon mid-game. So I really liked those Gutsy Pickaxes, not only as draw cards, but also as energy accelerators. So you saw there at the end of the game, the Gutsy Pickaxes and the shoes, I don't play that Iono unless I go shoe, pickaxe.
I couldn't believe how long it took you to find that Iono. I was like, wow, he's really going to miss the Iono here, huh? Like, I expected to get Iono the turn before to 2, but that didn't happen. And I'm like, all right, well, I think I have this one. And then, then Iono to 1. And I keep forgetting. I keep thinking like, oh, he's gonna Iono me, and I'm gonna get like 2 cards plus a top deck because I'm so used to Roxanne. But no, you get 1 card, and then there's your top deck, and that's it.
It feels like end of one all over again.
It really does. It really
Yeah.
does. And yeah, that's scary for sure, but it's also pretty cool. So I like that. Yeah.
You guys take it easy.
Have a good one, guys.